Okay, guys, so let's start. Last time we ended with this, I think, with this slide. So let us. Where is it? Okay, so we ended with this slide, right? So we had a discussion on finding. Can everyone hear me? Hello? Naririnig ba ako ng...
Yes, sir. Opo.
Alam ko, mukha na naman ako dito kung ano nagsasalitang mag-isa. Okay, so ito yung natapos natin last time, right? So for now, what I plan to do is to discuss how to create a group frequency distribution table. Kasi yung categorical frequency distribution table, madali lang naman siya. You can just have to bibilangin mo lang kung ilan yung mga bawat categories. Yung group frequency distribution table, medyo may pagkakomplikado siya compared to the categorical frequency distribution table. Okay, so we also had this, how to find for the class size. We will try to have this. And then in my presentation, ang example ko ay gagamitin natin ay yung class size using formula small b. Okay, so using small b, yun ang gagamitin natin mamaya. Okay, so paano natin gagawin ang group frequency distribution table? So for example, we have this as example. So 30 AA batteries were tested to determine how long they would last. Okay. And then the results, the following is the result, and then rounded up to the rest minutes. Okay. So ito mga to. Okay, so to make your frequency a group frequency distribution table, or we try to transform this into a group frequency distribution table. First is we have to find the class size. Okay, to do that, we will be using this. Okay, so what will be the range? Again, the range will just be the highest minus the lowest value. So first is to find for the lowest, we have to arrange the data into increasing or decreasing order. Ito ang ginawa ko, increasing order. So to find for the range, all you have to do is to identify the highest value, in this case, which is 431, and then the lowest value, which is 363. So you just subtract them, that will just be the range. Okay, so which is 68. So you already have the range, and then your small n is the sample size, which is already given, or you can just count your sample here, which is 30, right? So substituting the values, we can just easily get your h will just be 68 over 1 plus 3.22 logarithm of n, which is 30. So substituting the values and then solving for that using calculator, we have around 11.81. So ang sistema natin dito, guys, is we always round up. Pag sinabi natin round up, alam niyo mag-round up, di ba? So when we round up, kahit meron ditong kunwari 11.01, ang gagamit nating h will always be 12. So laging plus 1 with the whole number. Okay? So laging round up para hindi tayo kulangin later on. Okay, so itong class size natin ito yung gagamitin natin later on to create our table. So to create our table, so first is we identify the class interval. So yung class interval, guys, so we will start with the lowest value. Okay, so with the lowest value, we have 363. And then the next one, ano yung makukuha natin, anong kukunin natin next? So using your class size, add lang natin siya dito sa 363. So 363 plus 12, so we have 375. So add lang natin ng 12. Okay. Kailan tayo titigil? Okay, so notice 411 here. If we have 411, if we add by 12, meron pa rin Pwede pa rin siya, diba? So that's around 423. But if we add 12 to 423, what happens? 423 plus 12, that would be 434. Nalampas na siya dito, so we don't have to continue. Okay, mamaya magpapansin nyo bakit kailangan hanggang doon na lang. So to get the interval ito, so we have to get the other endpoint of the interval. So to do that, magsusubtract lang tayo ng 1 dun sa next. Ang tawag kasi natin pala, by the way, dito guys, is the lower class limit. Okay, so lower class interval limit. Okay, so magsusubtract lang tayo dito ng 1, ilalagay lang natin doon. Yun ay magiging upper limit ng class interval. So 363 to 374. And then ito, minus 1 ulit. So we have 386, and then 398, and then 410, 422. Paano natin makukuha dito sa baba? Wala na tayong susubtrakan ng isa. So mag-add na lang din tayo ng 12. So notice, dati ito, ang difference itong mga to, yung mga upper limits natin is just the class size, which is 12. So we also add this by 12, so we have 434. Okay? Malinaw po ba? Any question as of now? Malinaw pa? So malinaw nakuha yung ating lower and then upper limits of the class interval. So ito na yung magiging intervals natin para makuha natin yung tinatawag natin, mamaya frequency. Before we proceed to the frequency, let us identify the class mark first. The class mark, yung gitna lang nitong dalawang ating lower and upper limit. Okay, so kukunin na natin yung average. So 363 plus 374 divided by 2, ang sagot niyan will be 368.5. And so on. Ganun din lahat. Or para mas mabilis, you can just simply add by the class mark again. So add mo na lang to ng 12. Ganun din siya kapag ito ay kinuha mo yung average. So plus 12 ulit and so on. Okay, so yun yung naging class mark. Malinaw? Wala na namang kapitbahay ah. Gising pa ba kayo?
Opo. Opo.
Okay, so after the class mark, ang kukunin na natin yung frequency. So yung frequency, kaya siya tinawag na frequency distribution table kasi ito importante. We have to identify the frequency of each of the interval. Kaya ito na tinatawag na group frequency distribution table kasi ito na yung ginugrupo natin siya into intervals. So frequency, kung gaano kadami ang naandun sa interval na yun. So bibilangin lang din natin dyan dito. So 360 to 374, etong dalawa, di ba? So merong takdahin dalawa. Can you follow? And then 375 to 386, kung bibilangin natin siya, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 yun. Okay? 387 to 398. So mula 387 to 398. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 399 to 410. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7. And then 411 to 422. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. Okay, and finally 423 to 434. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. Sino yung magiging frequency? Okay. So next one, isa pang importante sa frequency distribution table, aside from the other parts, is your cumulative frequency naman. Or what we will be using here is the less than cumulative frequency. Meron din greater than cumulative frequency, pero parang kabaliktaran lang nung result nito. Ang less than cumulative frequency, ang gagawin natin dito is we will just get the less than the upper limit of the class interval, or later on kapag ginamit natin yung class boundary na tinatawag, yung less than the upper limit of the class boundary. So pares lang yan. So less than or equal to 374, sorry, dapat pala last interval para ang strictly less than siya. So less than 374.5. or less than or equal to 374, or simply, yung unang value natin dito will just be the same as the frequency on the first. Okay, so parang yun lang siya. So para makuha mo yung next, ang gagawin lang natin dito is we will try to identify all the numbers less than or equal to the upper limit. So ano yung mga less than dito? So it's just simply getting the sum of these two. Diba? So 2 plus 6 will just be 8. Okay? Malinaw? So same thing ito, less than naman itong mga to. So less than ito, so lahat na ito. So i-add mo na ulit ito. So i-add mo lang ulit yung dalawa, magiging 16 and so on. So less than 410, i-add mo ulit itong mga to lahat. So parang i-add mo lang yung 17 at saka 7 at saka 16. So we have 23. Then this we have add mo na ulit itong dalawa. And then finally, so pang-check din, yung dulo dapat kung ano yung sample size. Kapag ito mali, hindi ito para sa sample size, ibig sabihin may something wrong in any of this. So double check nyo lang. Okay, so malinaw po ba kung paano gumawa o mag-perform or mag-create ng ating group frequency distribution table? Ito, apat lang to sa ibang mga parts. Later on, idadagdag natin yung ibang mga parts. Any question for in this?
Wala.
Ganun kalinaw? Malinaw na malinaw yung ating lesson. Anyway, recorded naman to, so you can just look into this later on. Upload ko ito later on sa YouTube. You can always play it back para matandaan nyo. Anyway, so just a simple tip. Again, to get the cumulative frequency, copyhin yung una, tapos ito, i-add lang yung sa sumunod. So 2 plus 6, we have 8, and then 8 plus 6, 8 plus 8. Next, 16, 16 plus the next, which is 7, 23, 23 plus 4, we have 27, and then 27 plus 3, we have 30. Again, so we have to check that this one should be your sample size. Okay, so kapag mali, ibig sabihin, may isa sa mga to mali. Okay, next. Yung greater than cumulative frequency naman, greater than the lower limit. So parang actually mag-interchange. Kung sa less than, magsimula tayo sa taas. Sa greater than cumulative frequency, magsimula tayo sa baba. So magsimula tayo sa 3. So 3 plus 4, maging 7 ito, plus 7, and so on. 11 plus 8, so we have 19, plus 6. So it would be 9. No. 7, 14, plus 8 pala, 23. 23 plus 6, we have 28. Hindi na ako marunong mag-add. Ano ba yan? 14 plus 8 pala, 22. Then 22 plus 6, we have 28. And then 28 plus 2, so magiging 30 yung dulo. So notice sa pansin niyo parang dalawang isip ako sa dulo kasi hindi magiging 30 yung sum nun sa dulo. Ibig sabihin may mali. O ganun din dapat ang pang-check natin. I have to check on the last part also. Okay, so aside sa cumulative frequency, meron pa tayong tinatawag na class boundary. Yung class boundary, ang gagawin lang natin dito, i-enclose lang natin dito, magiging magdadagdag at magbabawas lang tayo dito sa lower and then upper limit ng 0.5. Gamitin natin sa later. Okay, so we're done with the group frequency distribution table. Balikan natin ito later on pagdating natin sa group central tendency, which is for now we'll have the measures of central tendency. Okay, so measures of central tendency is just a way on how to measure the center of the data. Kung sinabi natin central tendency, kung saan nasa gitna na value. Okay, so ganun lang kasimple. There are 3 ways on how we can find for this measure. We have the mean, the median, and the mode. Ito napaka-familiar na ito sa inyo. I believe we can easily identify the mean, the median, and the mode. Later on, we'll try to run down how to find these 3 using ungroup and then group data. So yung group data natin using the frequency distribution table, and then yung ungroup using just the raw data that we have. Okay. So how do we find the mean? So to find the mean, we have the following properties. So pag sinabi nating mean, unique. Ibig sabihin, isa lang yung makukuha nating value. Hindi pwedeng madaming mean sa isang set ng data. So this is best for interval or ratio data. So kapag, syempre, kapag nominal data, hindi mo pwedeng kunin ang average ng yes at saka no, di ba? Parang it's very inappropriate. So the values are included. In other words, kapag nag-compute tayo ng mean, lahat kasama. Hindi pwedeng may maiwan. Okay? Hindi tulad ng iba dyan na nakiiwan. Pero yung mean, kailangan isama lahat. Okay? So, by this, dahil kasama lahat, the mean is affected by extreme values. So, ano yung extreme values? May mga value kayong napakaliliit o napakalalaki, madali siya maapektuhan kasi you will be adding them. So, pag meron kang napakalaking number na isa, i-add mo sa napakaliliit, madaling maapektuhan yung value ng mean. And then, this one is most appropriate in symmetrical data. Pag sinabi natin symmetrical data, yung lower and then up, lower values at saka mga higher values, halos magkaparehas. O similar yung number of values ng malalaki at maliliit. Okay. How about the next one? So, to find for the mean, all you have to do is, pag sinabi nating mean of ungrouped data is just simply the average. Okay, so isang pangit na ginagamit natin na rason or in finding for the center is always the average. So parang masyadong bias siya sa mean agad. Na pag sinabi nating average, it's also the mean. May dalawa pa, meron pa tayong median at saka mode. So whenever we try to find for the central measure, hindi na tayo kumukuha lang ng average, kundi kumuha tayo ng gitnang value. Okay, isa lang sa way on how to find for the center of data is getting the average or getting the mean. Okay, so to find for the mean, all we have to do is to add all your values and then divide it by your sample size. Alam na niyo na to, and this is simply the average of your values. Okay, for group data, medyo ito, meron tayong F. Ano ibig sabihin ng F? Ito yung frequency natin kanina. And then dx here is the class mark. Okay? So, i-add lang natin yung product nung class mark at saka nung ating frequency, and then i-divide natin into the sample size. Mag-example tayo nito mamaya. Okay, and then the weighted mean, in-insert ko na yung weighted mean dito kasi this one is used in some, kunwari sa GWA. So ito yung ginagamit sa GWA. So yung weight dito or the W will serve as the number of units. Kunwari, to find for the general weighted average of your grade, all you have to do is to multiply the number of units to each of the grades, and then after that you add all those and then divide it by the total number of units or the weights. Okay, median naman, to find for the median, or rather before that, let's have first the properties. Okay, so the properties, so same thing with the mean, the median is also unique. Isa lang yung median din. Okay, but contrary to your mean, median is not affected by extreme values. Wala siyang pakialam sa mga dulong-dulong values. Pero yung ating mean, na-apektuhan siya kasi sinasama natin sa sample-tahan. And then pag-average natin. Okay. Mas malaki yung sakop nito, pwede siya sa ordinal data. So unlike yung ating mean, hindi siya pwede sa ordinal data. Pwede lang siya sa interval at sa ratio data. Sa median, dahil may ordering na yan, may ranking or ordering, pwede na yung median. Kasi actually the median is just the middle value pagkuha natin mamaya. This is also best for skewed data. Pag tinawag natin skewed data, unlike yung symmetric kanina na parehas yung lower at higher values, yung skewed, pwedeng mas madami yung smaller values or pwedeng mas malami yung higher values or bigger values. Okay. How do we find the median if we have an ungrouped data? So ungrouped data, first is we have to identify kung odd or even yung ating sample size. So if n is odd, all we have to do is to get the n plus 1 over 2 observation. So kunwari, ang sample size mo ay 5, kunwari 5. So 5 plus 1, that would be 6 divided by 2, that would be 3. So yung pangatlong observation, yun yung magiging median mo agad, which is obviously here, yung pinaka-ingit ng value sa 5. So kapag pag even, yun medyo gawin natin dito is we will average the two middle values. Kunwari, 4 yung values natin. Di ba ang gitna niyan inaan dito sa dalawang gitna natin. So kukunin natin tong dalawang nasa gitna and then we will get the average of the two. Yun yung magiging median ng ating values. For even, yung dalawang gitna. Kasi magiging dalawa siya, di ba? Kunwari 4. Yung dalawa, hindi naman pwedeng magitna dito yung 2 kasi may halos magkapares yung 2 at saka 3, di ba? So, kunin natin dalawa, i-average natin. Yun lang yung pagkuha ng median kapag even. Okay, maginaw? Okay. Next is to find for the median using group data. Ito yung medyo komplikado yung formula. Pero kayang-kaya natin siya. Ito yung formula natin. Ano itong mga N is, you know what is N? CF, discuss natin later, which is this. So first is, yung L natin is the lower limit. Pag sinabi natin lower limit of the class boundary, hindi class interval na tulad ng example natin kanina. So lower limit of the median class. And then how do we find the median class? First is we have to identify n over 2. Yung n over 2 natin is just divide by 2. Kunwari, kanina, example natin ay 30. 30 divided by 2, so that would be 15. Hahanapin natin yung 15 observation dun sa ating less than CF. Okay? So pag nakuha natin yung 15, yun na yung magiging median class natin, yung class interval na yun. So the lower limit of the class interval, or rather the class boundary, yun yung gagamitin natin L. Mamaya mag-example. And then N is the number of observation, which is sample size. CF is the, ito take note, the cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. Hindi siya yung CF nung ating median class, kundi bago siya. Bago yung ating median class. And then F is the frequency of the median class. And then H is the class size. So we have assumed that they are equal kasi we have the same class size all over the class. Okay, so example natin sa dito. Okay, next. Mode naman, ito yung sa pinakamadaling pagkunin. So kasi all you have to do is to get the most occurring or frequently occurring value. So pinakamadaming occurrence, yun na yung magiging mode. So, sabi ko nga ito yung pinakamadali kasi actually wala kang ikapapit kundi magbibilang ka lang. Unlike the mean, the median, and the mode, yung ating, unlike the mean and the median, the mode is not unique. In other words, pwede siyang isa, pwedeng mas madami sa isa, o pwedeng wala. Okay? So, yun ang sa mode. So, kailan siya isa? Kapag isa lang ang pinakamadami. Pwede siyang dalawa kapag, kunwari, meron kang dalawang number na magkasing dami. Pero sila yung pinakamadami compared sa other numbers or other values. So, magiging dalawa yung mode mo, tawag din bimodal. Pwede rin madami. Kung meron lang madaming magkakapare sa number, at merong natirang hindi. Kailan magiging walang mode? Kapag pare-parehas ng frequency bawat value natin. Okay? So kapag pare-pares na yung frequency, kahit nga meron kang tatlong tigda-dalawa, dahil sila tigda-dalawa na frequency, pare-parehas, so walang mode. So ang mode, pinaka. So wala, pantay-patay sila, so walang mode mangyayari. Okay, so same thing with the median. The mode is not affected by extreme values. Okay? And then this is possible for any type of data, for nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. May naririnig ba kayong baby?
Opo.
Meron, sir.
Ala, sabi ko na nga ba eh. Sigurado kayo? Wala naman ako ditong kasama. Baka meron kayong kasama dyan baby sa tabi nyo. Wala. No. Okay, so let's continue. So to find for the mode of the ungrouped data, so all you have to do is to find for the most frequent data. Discuss ko na kanina actually on how to find for kapag isa lang siya o kapag more than one or kapag wala. Okay, next. For group data, medyo komplikado rin siya. Ito rin yung pagkuha niya. Pero yung FM natin na to is just the frequency of FM at saka FM minus 1, frequency lang siya nung highest at lowest. Okay? So, nung highest and lowest, the frequency of the model group pala. Okay? So, L is the lower class boundary of the model group. To find for the frequency or FM of the group and before the model group, all you have to do is to find for the highest frequency. So, pag nakuha mo na yung highest frequency, makukuha mo na yung model group. To find for the mode, you will just be using this formula. Okay, so parang if you will remember yung kanina, remember niyo po ba yung kanina? Mauubos na rin naman. Anyway, so for the example, we'll just have to do away with, just have to check on the example a while. Ito na lang. Okay, so if you would remember this, so to find for the mode, looking into the into this values, titingnan lang natin yung naulit. Meron ba naulit dito? Parang walang naulit. So, dahil walang naulit, wala siyang mode. Okay? Kasi lahat sila, may tigi-tigi isa lang na frequency. So, dahil walang naulit, so yan lang din ang mode. To find for the mode of, kunwari, ito na yung ginamit natin, group frequency distribution table. Kukunin natin muna yung pinakamalaking frequency, which is in this case is yung 8. Di ba? Ito yung pinakamalaking frequency. So, ibig sabihin, ito na yung modal class natin. So, ang FM natin dito is 8. Ang FM minus 1 would be 6. Ang FM plus 1 natin would be 7. So, ganun lang siya. So, ang L natin dito, kung hindi 387, kundi 386.5. So, lower class limit of the class boundary tayo. Ang class boundary, yung babawasan lang natin ng 0.5. Tatagdagan natin ng 0.5, yun magiging upper limit. Okay? So, susundan lang natin yung formula na andun, makukuha na natin yung ating mode. Okay, ito. So, FM natin ay 8, ito ay 7. 7 ba yan? And then, ito ay 6. Tama. 6 pala yung FM minus 1. And then, FM plus 1 will be 7. So, ganun lang siya. So, if we follow the formula, so 8 minus 6, this would be 2. Then 8 minus 6, or 2, and then plus, should be 8 minus 7, so will be 1. So, 2 plus 1 will be 3. So, 2 over 3. 2/3 times 12. So, 8. Diba? Kasi to 3, 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 2, so we have 8. And then L natin kanina is 386.5. So plus 8. So that will be around, tama ba? 386.5. So 386.5 plus 8. So 394.5. So yun yung load natin. Okay? Malinaw ba guys? Hello? Okay lang? Ay, nakula na naman akong kausap. Saan yung aking mga kausap? Hello? Okay na? Guys, mauubos na yung ating oras. Open nga muna ng camera nyo and then we'll have attendance muna ulit. Paki-on ng camera for 1 minute or 2. Okay na. Darlene and Raymart. Mr. Raymart. Mr. Raymart. Mr. Raymart Pakot. Paki-on po yung camera. Ayaw mag-on? Ayaw yun. Isang pindot lang yan, Noy.
Ayaw nga rin po, pinipindot ko po.
Wala ka. Bakit? Anong ginawa mo dyan? Ba't ayaw mapindot yan?
Ano kayong baby?
Sige na. Okay, sige. Ready na ba? Kunwari, smile. Wait lang ha. Ito yung aking lalagyan pala na file.
Ay, book na. Mga 5.
Okay, sana nakalimutan ko yan.
Kaya nga eh.
Sensya na kayo dun sa makulit kanina. Meron kasing baby dito sa tabi ko. Kanina pa pinapatulog, ayaw matulog. Bukas itong paglalagyan ko ng file. By the way, yung tininan ko yun na yung mga sinubmit nyo. Okay naman yung ang napanood ko pa lang actually yung isang interview. Okay naman yung isang interview. In-interview si Ma'am Ja. Okay naman yung mga tanong. Pang-interview siya. Yung isa, wali yung mga tanong. Ano ba yun? Yung mga tanong nyo, yes or no yung sagot. Ano kaya yun? Nag-interview pa kayo. Sana pinag-Google form nyo na lang. Yung mga ganung bagay. Sana yung mga tanong nyo doon, di ba na-explain last time na yung interview, yung mga pang-qualitative type of questions. Hindi yung mga pang yes or no or rate from 1 to 3. Kung mga ganon, di ba kaya nga merong interview question or rather yung questionnaire na 1 to yes or no. Ano yun ang yun ang una kong nakita nung nakayuko pa. Ano ba yan? Okay na. Okay na screenshot na naman yun na naman kailangan. Anyway, yung iba, yung sa interview, ay sa Google Forms, okay naman. I was expecting na isi-send nyo sa akin yung link o i-add nyo lang ako as co-editor para makita ko lang. Yung iba, nag-screenshot na lang din. Pero okay na rin naman yun. At least di na ako nahirapang hanapin. So, that's it. Yung quiz natin, speaking of, yung quiz ba, nakapag-quiz na lahat? Yung sa Google form, meron akong Makapag-quiz na ba kayo lahat? Hindi ko pa nag-check actually kung nag... Ay, hindi ko pala naibigay sa inyo. Ay, meron na pala. Merong 5 hindi nag-quiz. Ito ba to?
Anong pangalan niya?
Yun, yung pangalan mo.
Anong robot yan?
Ay,